There we go. Recording in progress.
All righty.
Okay. So here we are. It is June 30th, 2021. And we're here once again to do a MAAT session. And I am Margaret Major. I am a registered counseling therapist here at the After Trauma Empowerment Network in Shubenacadie. I'm joined with Vida Woodworth, who is co-host and chairperson on our board of directors at 10. And Kate Matthews is our technical director, and she's also here. And you may notice that our backgrounds are a little different. We are in transition. We are moving. It is a complete disastrous mess in here right now, and our old space is empty. And we're sad to leave our tiny, cute little office, but we much more of a demand and need for our services in this community and in this province. So we are expanding our office space so we can have a part-time therapist start working here in August. And then in September, we will be hosting a practicum student from Acadia University. So we will have lots of support here for people who need that support. So today, originally the topic was going to be PTSD, and we'll still talk a little bit about PTSD. We also thought about doing a conversation on change and transition, because there's a lot of that happens throughout our lives. But we're hoping to be joined with Ashley Julian. Today is, well, let me do my diversity welcome first, and then we'll do a check-in with Vida, and then we'll go on to what today is. Okay. So first, I'd like to welcome all women, men, and transgender and other identified individuals here today. Welcome. I welcome everyone here who is a mother, father, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, cousin, son, daughter, grandmother, grandfather. Welcome. I welcome people of all races, tribes, and descents. I welcome your bodies, your minds, and your energy. I welcome survivors and those who support them. I welcome all people single, married, partnered, dating, celibate, or involved in whatever sort of relationship is right for you. I welcome gay, lesbian, bisexual, heterosexual, queer, two-spirited, asexual, and others for whom none of the current labels fit. I welcome your emotions, your joy, your bliss, your hope, your rage, your grief, your sadness, your contentment. Welcome. I welcome everyone's special way of understanding and knowing the world, everyone's wisdom, whether it is education that has been learned in schools, colleges, universities, and/or the deep and profound school of life. Welcome. I welcome those living with chronic medical conditions and disabilities, visible and invisible. I welcome your families, genetic and otherwise, our network of family and friends who make our lives easier, happier, and gentler to be. I welcome mystics, seekers, and believers of all kinds. I welcome people who identify as activists, community leaders, musicians, artists, and those who don't. And finally, I'd like to welcome the ancestors who lived in this land where we are now. Welcome the spirits of Mi'kmaq, the natives who lived in this area before the Europeans came. I'd like to acknowledge them and invite their spirits to this place. Everyone, welcome. And thank you for tuning in and watching our program. So Vida, just want to check in with you. How are you doing today? Have you been golfing today?
Not today.
No, okay.
No, and probably it would have been quite exciting on the golf course, given our little thunder and lightning storm that we had earlier this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure as I drove by Fox Hollow, there were people still on the course acting as if nothing had happened.
Oh,
And there were trees blown over and leaves everywhere. And so, they were pretty committed to their golf game this afternoon. Normally on a golf course, if there is risk of thunder and lightning, especially the lightning part, you're asked to leave the course as quickly as possible.
yeah.
And if you're caught sort of in the middle of somewhere, it's safest, I guess, to kind of lie down on the ground and not go hide under a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And don't stick your golf club in the air as if it's a lightning rod.
No.
But there were some brave people in Stewiacke today on the golf course, because they were still riding around and still hitting their golf balls. So yeah.
That's commitment.
So yeah, this week has been busy. I did finalize the sale of my house and property. So that means I'm on to the next chapter and looking forward to the changes that'll happen with that.
Yeah, that's a biggie, Vida.
Yeah, and it's exciting at the same time. It's a little bit kind of not sad, but just, I guess, a lot of memories with the house and also the land was a big piece of property that was handed down from my grandfather to my father and to me. And so in a way it's kind of letting go, but I'm excited the people that are going to be owners of the property are animal people. And I hear that they're going to have furry neighbors.
Oh.
And I'm just curious to know what they will be. They could be anything from sheep to goats to llamas or alpacas or beef cows. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Maybe horses, and to see who gets to live on the land next. Yeah. And I'm just noticing my phone is really low on power. So if I disappear in the middle of everything, it's because my battery died. I forgot to check it. Yeah. Yeah. I usually forget something, and usually it's my earphones, but tonight it was to charge the phone.
Well, it's been a busy day. It's been a busy week. Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, you selling your property and then us moving out of the office, you've got a lot of change and transition going on.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting that our original thought for today's topic was, talking about post-traumatic stress possibly, but also change. And when you mentioned it, I was thinking change. Well, what would I have to say? But I'm right in the middle of going through a lot of different changes. So I probably would have had more than enough to share. But the other topic, which I think more importantly today is a day for us to listen. And while our Indigenous family and friends share stories and their wisdom with us. So hopefully we make the right connections tonight and that happens. But if not, as usual, I'm ready to talk and don't have any puppets with me tonight.
No.
They're in the other room getting used to our new space.
They're sleeping.
They're resting.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a hard move.
They did. And it's changed for them as well. And so all puppets need some time to adapt to the changes that happen around them.
Yes, they do.
So on that note, I'll also mention the big, it might not be visible, but I have a big red thing on my nose
Oh,
that looks like I somehow rubbed it on an old carpet or something, but it was an allergic reaction to a new mask that I purchased.
oh.
And it seems there was some kind of a chemical on the mask. When I wore it the first time, I could feel it right away. It was burning, and I took it off and noticed I had a red mark, and it's almost like a friction burn. And anyway, it's getting better, but for a while I was looking a lot like Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Oh,
Reindeer.
oh,
And normally I would be wearing a mask, except I'm in a room by myself, so I'm not now. And it could be visible to people
yeah.
who are watching. So that's the explanation. I am not turning into a reindeer. That's not one of the changes I'm going through.
No,
You never know, though, with menopause, it brings on all kinds of things, and maybe reindeer noses are part of it.
it might be.
Yeah,
It might be.
could be. Yes. Anyway.
And I have to say, Vida, that a change that I noticed today about you that I absolutely love is your hair color.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
I thank you. I did go to a hair salon, and I had asked to have it colored gray. There's a lot of people that, whether it's natural coloring that they're getting or something they're asking to have done, but gray is kind of a new in color. And bless you, Margaret. Oh my goodness. I'll just keep on talking as if that didn't happen. And
I tried to stop it, and you can't stop.
no, it's not good for your body to do that. And
My apologies. I'm sorry.
no
Vida.
problem. No problem.
We'll try to keep those contained from now on.
Yes. And anyway, are you all right? You
I'm
didn't
good. Yes, I
hit your
did.
nose?
No,
See,
no, we're good.
no, okay, because
Just
you
tried
might
to
have
get
had
out
a
of the
red bump
camera.
too. Yeah. So my hair salon did a lovely job of coloring my hair, but it wasn't the color I anticipated, through no fault of the salon's stylist. But being impatient as I can be, I decided, I'll go to the drugstore and buy some bleach and buy a hair color. And that was supposed to be gray. And I bleached it out and colored it. And it came out this lovely, lovely blue.
Yeah.
And as I shampoo it, it seems to be kind of fading to a gray color. So anyway, I'm always game for changing my hair color or my hair length. So I thought, if it's really bad, I'll just shave it all off. And if it turns out to be a color I don't mind, I'll keep it. So I'm keeping it for now.
Yes.
And who knows, maybe next
love
week
it.
I'll have cut it all off.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's matching my Ruth Bader Ginsburg t-shirt that I got that says, "Fight for the things you care about." And Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a justice in the Supreme Court in the United States. And recently she passed away. And she was a justice who fought for many rights, but in particular, women's rights to choose, and also, other civil rights. And she was very much respected as a justice, and in particular by women who aspired to have careers in either legal as lawyers or becoming judges and so on. And she always wore a crocheted, I forget what they're called, but it's kind of around your neck.
Yeah. Like a collar.
Yeah. And so I was just saying to you earlier that even just the crocheted collar on its own became her symbol. And so she was married, and she and her husband had a wonderful relationship, and he very much respected her work and how important it was, and he kind of took a backseat to her and allowed her to go as far as she could go, and she became a justice in the Supreme Court. So she was a very forward, open-minded thinker.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it seems that she was replaced by someone that was a bit more conservative, but time will tell how this judge performs.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's a woman, a good role model for anyone, in particular for women and girls. So yeah. And it's blue, and it kind of matches my hair.
It
sort
does.
of.
It does.
Yeah.
And then that natural light just really makes it.
Yes. You found me a window again that we may have some lovely sunsets or
right.
things. So it'll look like I'm glowing.
Now,
with my red nose.
We heard some bings a few minutes ago. Was that your phone or my phone?
I'm not sure.
So I'm wondering if maybe if our guest might be binging me. Are you
Yes,
able to
I think
grab
it is. It might be you, Margaret,
Okay.
because there were no messages or things that came up on my phone. So
okay, I think Kate's gonna grab it. I just want to check because my email may not have went through to her, so she might be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't mean to be rude. This isn't
No.
exactly,
No,
live
our
show
guest
etiquette
is-
here.
No, but it's very important that we connect with our guest if she's able to be here. Yeah.
Okay, just 1 second here.
I could hum along, sing a song.
Please do, Vita.
Do 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 do. Phenomenon. Do 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 do. Phenomenon. Do 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 do.
There we go.
Okay,
Okay.
that's from the Muppet Show.
Yes, I remember. I remember.
Oh, Margot. Oh, Margot invented a new name. Kate has lost something.
Oh my! I think maybe some of our scatteredness today is because we're moving, and my bookshelves are in totes all over the floor, and
Yes.
just that unsettled feeling because you're not settled.
Yes.
You're in transition, and things need
And
to,
things are changing.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We're
We're doing it. Julie will be pleased to hear that we have not stopped our, I guess, mimicking of each other's yes, yeah, yes.
That's right.
Which every time I say it, I think of Julie now. So
Yes.
that's yes.
We received some constructive criticism from a friend and colleague who pointed out that Vida and I each other a lot, and we're going to try to be more aware of that, and maybe not do that so much. Yeah.
No, although we may develop a more annoying habit.
We may, or we may not change
replace
that
it.
habit at all. That might become our thing.
We may,
girl.
as they say, as the Borg would say on Star Trek, resistance is futile. So
yes. And we have, there she is. There's Ashley.
Oh, yay.
It's a little baby.
Oh, look at our shirt.
I'm
Here.
because Ashley, I love it. That's powerful.
And
You made that?
Yeah, we made it. Oh, wow. Yeah, and then my sister Katrina's here too. She made it down from New Brunswick.
You made it. Hi. So great to meet you. So are we able to connect now, or are you guys kind of getting settled?
She's just gonna grab a yoga ball.
So you just drove from New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Did you get caught in the rainstorm?
No, it was all right. There was.
It didn't even hit
a little bit
Halifax.
No.
of nothing major. No.
Wow.
Oh.
Sit here and stay.
Oh, it was just East Hants apparently. Wow.
Yes, and Stewiacke had a real tornado.
There we go.
There you go.
Baby.
And I can't thank you both, you three, enough for joining us. It's an honor to have you here on this day of listening, and I just would, is it okay if I just allow you to share from your heart what it is you want people to know, what you want to say, and just allow you to go, or would you rather this be more kind of, I'll ask you questions?
What's your preference? Let us just talk. Yeah, we can talk.
Okay, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Want to go first, or you want me to go first? I prefer you go first because I really need to understand better what
Okay.
the topic is. Yeah. We're really not sure what today's really about, but I did hear on the radio that it is about listening, and that people are talking about getting more aware of residential schools and having a little understanding, because a lot of this is a reawakening of trauma. And I know for myself, when we first heard about that 215 children, it was like every time I looked at my daughter, I would cry, or when I would hear a native song, I would cry. Like, just tears would constantly come to my eyes, because you're thinking about our stolen ancestors that we never had a chance to meet. Our population decreased due to all of these because those are generations that were taken from us, and they didn't even stand a chance. And when I think of her being at least 4 years old, being taken away from me and not having a choice, because my brown skin defines me as unable to bring her up in this world. And if my English wasn't good enough, then that she needed to practice more English. And so those are some of the big things for me. And one of the things that I like to share is that it takes a community, and it takes the province of Nova Scotia, and actually the Atlantic, because we're in Mi'kma'ki, is that we need everybody to speak in Mi'kmaq. The language doesn't survive if we don't have the help of everyone. Just like how we were told that my grandparents couldn't teach us Mi'kmaq because we wouldn't succeed in school. And that's not the message that I want to give my daughter. I want to tell her Ilnuisi all the time, speak Mi'kmaq. It's so important to you, and it's going to be important for your children to be able to speak more than one language.
Yes.
As a descendant of a survivor that's just sitting upstairs, she's taught me a lot, I've learned a lot on my own versus what she actually taught me growing up. She's come a long ways now as to compared to when she raised me. For example, not really quite understanding why all the times I would say, like, I love you, and never really got a love you back, or, those simple things. Yeah. And now I find she's more willing to speak about residential schools versus like never speaking about it when she was raising me. And I think it's important to understand that a big sikdoan, which means forgiveness. And I know that Begun sings that song, Forgiveness, really well. And he was from Cape Breton, and he wrote that song where they put him in a residential school. And it's a really, really nice song. And if you haven't heard it, it'd be nice to add that to listen to, because that song there was how he dealt with his trauma. Yeah. And so I have my flute, and we brought the rattle and the drum out as well to also share some songs.
Oh, please.
Yeah. And I find too, it's like coping skills are one of the most important things that we can teach teach each other. And it's not just for us, it's for allies, it's for everyone. If you don't understand yourself and that you have access to the internet to teach yourself, but also the expectations for us to understand and know everything right away, that's not reality. We're not in academics. The way we cope with grief and our pain doesn't take 24 hours. Sometimes it takes, a month. Sometimes it takes people a year. It could take people a decade, even to a lifetime, to learn how to deal with their own trauma or understand themselves. So I think that knowing that the transition that Canada is going to go through now, is that everybody is going to be dealing with a lot of this at a different rate than some people. And there we go. And that it's hard. It's a really hard reality right now, because my grandparents been talking about this for ages, like stolen children being put in the incinerator and burnt ashes and never really spoken of. And so these hard realities and these truths are just finally coming through, because the province and the Canadian government did a really good job silencing our people. And same with Isabel Knockwood's, our book, that Ode to the Depths. I remember Graham telling me that they told her she could not publish her original work, and that she had to go through and filter through it for the audience, which is Canada, that a lot of that truth can't be spoken. So they did a really good job at silencing us. And I think the most important thing is we're still here. Our allies are still here. We're going to have to live together through all of this sovereignty, through the reawakening, revisiting the Mi'kmaq history, and it's so important. And I think too, when we look at our trauma, you look at nurturing the spirit, because finding who you are as your authentic self is so important. For me, if I was still living through depression, I don't think I would be able to give this little girl light and joy. And so,
well said. Woohoo.
Have to disappear for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Katrina, you can pop in now.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Thank you, Ashley.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Katrina.
Alrighty. So on the topic of trauma, wow, it's
a big one.
It is big. It's just being Indigenous and First Nations in Canada. And female. There's so many layers and levels of trauma, and not only just stemming from residential schools, but colonialism. When you think about loss of land, loss of language, land displacement, removal from traditional territories, restrictions from hunting and fishing and gathering, picking medicines, our customs, our ways of life, Indian Act, all of those things have a really deep impact on the health and well-being of First Nations in Canada, especially in First Nation communities. I know some communities do a lot better financially, health-wise, there's still, trauma still has deep impacts on our overall health. So much that we have lower life expectancies compared to Canadians, and we have higher suicide rates. We have higher dropout rates. There's another statistic that says that high school students are more likely to drop out or go to jail than complete high school. So there's so many social pathologies that are within our communities because of trauma, and that's historical, intergenerational, colonial trauma that's been passed down forever. There's also foster care systems and the 60s scoop that had a major impact on First Nations with their identities and the people, who they are. Like that's losing yourself and your identity and your connections to your ancestors. That's a major loss. But I think if we're going to start healing from trauma, it's major on what needs to happen. I think there needs to be lots of outreach, lots of support, lots of listening, and I don't know, people don't believe that outreach is ethical, but I think for First Nations, some First Nation peoples, people have held their trauma for so long that it's not likely that some people are going to reach out for help and say, hey, I need help with this, or seeking support from professionals. For myself, even just dealing with upbringing of a family, my mom, she committed suicide, for example, and then dealing with sexual abuse. I mean, I've had to reach out just as an adult in my 30s, just realizing that I need to reach out to professionals and do therapy, do counseling in order to start revisiting those traumatic memories and ideas. And like Ashley said, like trauma can last a lifetime. And I truly believe that. And recovery is a lifetime. Every single day we have to make, in order to be strong and to be healthy and to live a healthy life, you've got to make those choices every single day to use the healthy habits and healthy coping skills. A lot of which many people don't have. So I think there needs to be a lot of support for developing healthy coping skills with trauma, and opportunities to get together for peoples who are traumatized. I mean, you think of sexual assault victims and residential school survivors. I've heard from survivors that in those schools that they had families, they grew up as a family in those schools. So when they were separated, they never really had a chance to get back together to discuss and talk and to heal. So opportunities like that need to be created, and more support circles and more outreach.
I think too, it's also important when we talk about where this is a course of like art and how we express ourselves. So when you look at where we're setting up the Shubenacadie River now, it has a teepee. People are wearing orange and displaying orange. That's an expression of art. And I find when I first started dealing with my own trauma, I did what was like a balance wheel. And I really drew out what was impacting my life. And if it was, and obviously I wasn't living very balanced. So looking a little bit more to that, getting out to powwows and powwow dancing and letting my spirit dance and guide me, playing my flute and going and being in ceremony. A lot of those things are so important. Just like having a guitar jam, like that really lifts the spirit of us, because everybody has a spirit and everybody has spirit walkers. And when we're around each other, especially during COVID, like we literally went from isolation to boom, Canada is like being exposed of what happened to Indigenous people. So it's a continuation of our own isolation to how are we coping with this if we're still afraid to go and help each other heal and be around each other.
Oh, you both say so many powerful things. Yes, continue, please.
I wanted to just touch on that too. You mentioned ceremony, and I think that's really important too, because within the song and the language, there's in the chants, it's almost like positive affirmations and prayers for well-being and for health, and it's all very, very positive when we pray and we speak and we sing and chant in our language. And it's very connecting and very grounding. You're using your breath, you're connecting, you're sharing the energy with others and with the spirit. So it's always a good way to honor and to heal from.
We should sing a song.
Yes, yes, please.
She's going to be wailing soon.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Alrighty. So we have a drum, have a rattle.
Do you remember Begoun song off by heart?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll sing with you because I'll remember it when she starts singing.
I have to remember it. Wait a minute.
They put me.
Okay, I have to go quicker.
Anyway, you can go as any way you want.
Okay. They put me in a residential school when I was 6 years old. Forced me from my family and all I'd ever known. I cried out for my mama, but she could not hear me. I was 200 miles away in Shubenacadie. They tried to take my spirit
them see me cry. They held my head underwater until I almost died. I can still hear screaming deep inside of me, and I will always bear the scars of Shubenacadie. I learned how to hate, and I learned how to fight, and love has no room in my heart of stone. A big sick do I wanted the Lord to find out I had to forgive. With forgiveness, I found love. I found love. I don't remember. Go ahead. The wisdom from the elders help set my heart free from the sins of the residential school in Shubenacadie. I learned how to hate, and I learned how to fight, and love has no room in my heart of stone. A big sick do I wanted him alone to find out I had to forgive. With forgiveness, I found love. Away, highway, highway, highway. I found love. Way, highway, highway, highway. I found love. Now I found forgiveness. I can hold my head up high. Mig my am, and mig I'll die. The wisdom of the elders help set my heart free from the sins of the residential school in Shubenacadie. We had to go on
Oh,
I had seen for 8 years. So
what an amazing song.
it's on YouTube. If you look up Bigun Poulette.
I think I seen that about a year ago.
Yeah, it's a great song, and I know his
Oh,
brother sings it now too.
yeah. And I mean, just I had goosebumps the entire time. Like, you guys did an amazing job. Yeah.
And I have my flute too.
Girl. Hello. Hello, Ippi.
All right, so while I play my flute, I always tell people to just think of gratitude and think of your
Okay.
ways of a big sik doan, because everyone has their own trauma, right? And we have to find our own ways of healing. And to dig deep to find out authenticity within yourself and remind yourself that the person you are today is not the person you're going to be tomorrow. You're not going to be the same person in a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. We're continuously evolving, we're continuously changing, and you have to be mindful of that, and that you have control over your thought process and the health of your body and the health of that mind, body, spirit, and that connection. And so if you're able to take that journey to be a better version of yourself, then you're going to be on that right journey for forgiveness and towards healing. This is a Native American flute. I'm just going to play a little bit just so that I can be a little bit with you guys.
Yeah.
And so that you can all, relax your shoulders, sit in chairs, find some comfort, just be mindful of yourself and find some groundness in this song. Lalin.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, I didn't know you could play the flute, Ashley. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Do we want another song with the rattle, maybe?
Yes, please.
What do you think we could?
Hear a new rattle.
Oh, okay.
I so appreciate you guys doing this. I so appreciate it.
Rattle. What's a good healing song? There's one, but I don't even know the lyrics totally.
I felt like I was an eagle soaring when I was listening to you. I just felt like I was soaring in the sky.
What do you think? Maybe it's for a song.
Yeah, I can think of a few songs, but I haven't sing songs in so long. But if we're all women on here, why don't we just sing the Strong Woman song?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Way hey way hey hey
Okay.
way hey way hey hey way hey way high way hey way hey way hey way high way hey way hey way high way hey way hey way hey way high way hey way hey hey way hey way hey hey way hey way high way hey way hey way hey way high way hey way hey way high way hey way hey way hey way high way hey way hey hey way hey way hey hey way hey way high way hey way hey way hey way high way hey way hey way high way hey way hey way hey way high Way-ya, way-ya, hey-yo. Way-ya, way-ya, hey-yo. Way-ya, way-hi-yo. Way-ya, 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 way-hi-yo. Way-ya, way-ya, way-hi-ya. Way-ya, 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 way-hi-yo. Taho, said Noble all our relations.
Wow. Hmm. Yeah, you guys have done that song before.
Mm.
And we haven't seen each other in a year. I know, it's been crazy.
Wow.
Oh,
I
wow.
was here a little while ago.
Yes, you probably haven't even had time to talk or anything because Margaret interfered with your day today.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if Ida has anything she wants to say or to ask, like if you had anything that you wanted to.
Just to thank you both, well, all three of you, for being part of our day of listening. And I was fascinated by how your daughter's behavior changed when you started to sing, and once she heard the rattles and the flute, and it was almost like she became very peaceful, and she was enjoying hearing the sounds in your voices. And I grew up in a family where my mom was from Cape Breton, and so music and singing was an important part of my growing up. And my mother used to put on a record when she put me to bed, and I would listen to the music, and that's how I would fall asleep, or I would listen to her singing. And what a gift it is to give to her. I'm sure even before she was born, she would hear your voice and your heartbeat and your instruments and so on. And it's a gift, a wonderful gift that you've given her, and she will be able to pass on as well. And just thank you so much for sharing. And when I hear you haven't seen each other for a year, for you to take this time, it's even more, I feel very privileged and
I do too.
thankful for you in taking your time. So yeah, thank you.
And I echo Vida. We're so fortunate, privileged to have you both join us. Three of you, sorry.
Mm.
And I hope that maybe you can come back sometime and maybe play some more flute, maybe sing, do some drumming. You guys said a lot of powerful, very important stuff.
Yes.
Especially about the trauma and identity. And I mean, we're just starting to learn more about intergenerational trauma and how that gets passed on and how we can start to heal from that as well. Yeah. Do either of you have any closing words that you would like to say? Like if you could say something.
Yeah, let's say something. I think having an attitude of gratitude for everything and being grateful that, every day we give an extra breath of life, thanking Creator that, to be humble and to be grateful and to love those that are around us. Thank our ancestors for as much as they've been through and the fight that, that we're still here, that our grandmother survived, and because she survived, that we get to be here. And I get to thank her all the time. She's 80 years old now, and she's still alive, and I can hug her and tell her I love her and be around her and take my daughter around her. So, be mindful of your family and friends, and that, to hug them and love them regardless of what's going on in the world, because at the end of the day, you wake up, you take care of yourself, you go to bed, you take care of yourself, and that's so important.
Yeah. Thank you. And Katrina, do you have anything you'd like to, any final words or comments?
I think it's just more about being well and taking care of yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit. There's a lot when it comes to the whole,
Yeah.
all the levels of wellness, right? So it's important to take time, take breaks, use your medicines if you smudge, use your source of prayer or whatever it is. I think it's important to have a higher power and to remember your ancestors, your grandmothers, your grandfathers before you, and remember where you come from, and always remember to draw on them for strength.
Yes. Well, I'm inspired by both of you. And I know,
Yes.
Ashley, you're moving on to do a PhD soon.
Starting Monday.
You just don't stop inspiring and just amazing me. Yes.
I mean, we feel a load of all of our stress, the things that we do in life, but we just persevere through them, right? We have
Mhm.
we achieve them, we set things out for ourselves, and it's like once you get into them, you're like, oh man, what I get myself into. But then when you're in the middle of it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm alright. Ask for help.
Well, you're both amazing role models. And like Vida said, we're privileged that you took time out of your reunition to come
We're
and
both educators. Yeah, they're educators.
oh,
This comes natural for the two of us.
well, the world needs you. The world needs you. Yes.
Thanks for inviting us. It was nice to meet you both.
Thank you. You too, Katrina. You guys take care and
Yes.
enjoy the evening together. Talking and catching up, and we'll connect again soon. Yes.
Okay. And we'll
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I could listen to the flute all day.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
just, oh, I was an eagle soaring along the river. It was
Yeah.
beautiful to just allow myself to
Mhm.
imagine that. Yeah. All right, Vida, we're at 6:53.
Wow.
I know. Oh, I quite enjoyed that. That was just,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
now I have that music and that beat in my head, and I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so there they are. Sorry, just Kate found my tinctures buried away in a bag in the back.
Your bells.
My bells, yes. So we'll do our loving kindness meditation, and then we will conclude for June 30th,
Yes.
2021. Yes, and our first session in our new space with our bare wall.
Yes.
Yes. We'll fix that next week.
I do love the color.
It is a nice yellow.
It is a very nice yellow.
It's not a sharp, shocking yellow like I
No.
thought
No,
it would be. No, it'll work well with all our cultural artwork and all the
Yes.
stuff we're going to put on the wall and really upset the landlord. Yeah.
Yes. We'll keep him busy with his
Filling our
whole
hole.
polyphila work after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the next couple of minutes, all you have to do is just sit and listen, and we'll do a loving kindness meditation. So if you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do so. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just find something that you can fix your stare at. Just allow yourself to be in this moment, in this space, hearing the sounds in the room around you. Put all your stresses and worries up on the shelf just for the next couple of minutes. And you don't need to control your breathing in any way. You may notice that your breathing will start to slow down. And begin to feel any tension you may be holding. Begin to feel that tension start to drain away from you. Feel any tension drain away from your eyes and face, through your neck, your shoulders, and down your arms. Feel any tension drain like a liquid down through your body and out through your toes. Begin to feel your body fill up with love. Imagine a loving white light entering your toes and traveling up through your body, up to your stomach, to your chest, and your arms. Feel it almost bursting through your heart, your fingers, and through the crown of your head. And when you feel embraced in that love, silently repeat the following words to yourself. May I be free from all harm. May I be safe and protected. May I be free from all suffering. May I be happy. May I be free from all disease and physical pain. May I be healthy and strong. And may I be able to live in this world happily, peacefully, joyfully, and with ease. Now turn your thoughts to this vast world, the earth with all its living creatures. Continue to feel that love bursting through your body as you silently say, may all beings be free from all harm. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings be free from all suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from all disease and physical pain. May they be healthy and strong. And may all beings be able to live in this world happily, peacefully, joyfully, and with ease. Send your love as far out around the world as possible. And just imagine that energy traveling through the air. Feel that love centered around your heart. Notice the weight of your feet on the floor. Feeling yourself in this present moment, in the now. Carry this feeling with you through the rest of your day. And when you are ready, you may slowly open your eyes. Not sure why I did 2 bing bings, but we had 2 bing bings today. Maybe it'll be the new thing, 2 bings. Oh, yes. Oh. Well, we lost Vida. Vida's battery finally went kaput right on time. Look at that, 7 p.m. Okay, so that concludes today, June 30th. So we will be back next Wednesday. I'm not sure of the date though, but that's okay. We'll be here. And hopefully there'll be some stuff on the walls by then. That's the goal. Thank you for being here. Please send us an email or go on our website. There's a newsletter subscribe button there, or we're on Facebook too. And we would love to hear if you have topics that you would like us to explore or talk about on here. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. of yourself and each other. Be well and be safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.